I made sure to tune in and watch Caitlin Clark break Pete Maravich's record yesterday.
I knew it was going on. I knew it was inevitable.
Oh, it was inevitable, but I wanted to see the spectacle of it. They were at home against Ohio State. It was a Fox game, so we had Gus Johnson on the call. And what was kind of funny about it is, Gus on the call of that moment seems like ripe for history. But Swag, you put the drop in the open. Do you have the drop?
I can get it off the computer here.
Here is the call. This was unfortunately the call that Gus Johnson had to make on her setting history. Maybe.
This for college basketball history. She does it on a foul shot. Caitlin Clark becomes the all-time leading scorer in major college basketball history.
I think Gus Johnson was really bummed by this, and he'll never admit it publicly. So what happened was there was a foul, and then there was a technical foul. So there were 4 free throws shot, and Clark tied the record with the first free throw, broke the record with the second. And I found this whole spectacle interesting. This is one of the biggest sports records that doesn't get talked about amongst some of the others because maybe it's college sports, but her breaking not only the women's record, but then going for Maravich and then breaking it, pretty big. I kind of comp it to the LeBron Kareem stuff. It's one of those records that stood for so long. Maravich, what years was he playing college basketball? So just do that math. And she breaks it at the foul line, so Gus Johnson doesn't get this, excited, classic Gus call. And then there's 0.3 left in the first half after this happens. It's it's Iowa's ball. They inbound it. They score at the buzzer on a throw lob play. And then that's just kind of it. It goes, and that's halftime. And then Caitlin does an interview. She's asked about it in one question. She deflects, and then she goes to the halftime, and that's it. And I understand that, maybe that's what the difference between women's and men's would be, but it felt very odd how she broke it and how the game just kind of went on, and we didn't take a pause like you do in a moment like that. When LeBron broke Kareem's record, they stopped the game. You don't need a 20-minute celebration here. It just was a really odd feeling and spectacle to see an all-time record be broken, and they didn't really observe it.
Some of it might be, I'm sure they asked Caitlin.
Yeah, maybe she didn't want to.
Maybe she didn't want
She's
to,
a pretty big team person.
Let's do everything after the game and have a big ceremony and everything come out there. And they did, and it was senior day.
Yeah.
So they already had some ceremony usually before, they introduce all the seniors, and if their parents are there and they come out and they got a framed jersey, the whole bit. So maybe it was too much. I don't know.
Maybe I'm just used to the pro stuff of when I see a record broken and play is stopped and the game ball, like when Breeze did it.
Yeah.
Breeze did it in the middle of the game, the all-time passing yards leader. When he broke that record, they stopped the game. They gave him the football. The stadium gave him an ovation. His teammates gave him
Football's a little
love.
easier to do that because the play stops after every play for the most part.
They did it for LeBron this year.
Yeah.
Or
you can pause real quick and do something. It was right at halftime.
It was just odd to watch because it was such a big moment, and it was and she did it. Halftime. All right, here comes Iowa. And it was just all right, well, I guess the game's going to go on.
He didn't get to go rise and fire or something like that.
Yeah, Swag, you're a broadcaster. You call games. When
you have a milestone and you're going into a game like that,
you're prepared for
You've
it.
thought about it.
And
you're okay.
Yes.
How is this going to go down?
And he had to go.
And
she
I got to
did it
be
from
ready
the foul
for it.
line.
Yeah.
Which is always, it's possible that happens. But I think the moment, the call, the way it kind of went on, it's not the biggest deal. It was just awesome to watch that, though, to see her break the record.
And she's going to go number 1 to the Indiana Fever, right into the WNBA.
Oh, that's a done deal, yeah.
Yeah, it was funny.
Is she going to be a Steph Curry to you, or more of like a Jamal Crawford, a great scorer, but maybe not lead a team to titles type stuff?
Oh, I think because she also if you go look at her assist totals too.
I think she had 9 or 10 assists yesterday.
She's had plenty of double-digit assist games too. So I think the comp I keep hearing is Diana Taurasi.
How about just Sue Bird? I mean, Taurasi to me is the greatest player,
so
but
that's the comp I've heard on more than one occasion.
Be a hell of a moment.
So yeah, but I also was flipping around and they said somebody from the DC market, because obviously they'll have the draft and then the season starts towards the end of May. So courtside or like lower level seats to see the DC team, the Mystics, for any regular games, like $70.
Okay.
The Fever game now on the secondary market is $400.
Oh yeah, the pricing is. I'm regretting not buying my tickets to the tournament a week ago, because I bet if I check now, it's risen even more. So unusual but awesome moment this weekend in college basketball history. Get to little March. Are you feeling the March Madness? It's looming. There's like 2 games left for most teams. Conference tournaments are around the corner.